for the Monty. I have just left Fontanillis Lake and I got that underwater footage of the spawning brookies. It rained yesterday and it cut my YouTube clip short, and I was just pinned in my tent until the sun was about to go down, and then I got that rainbow in Lower Velma. But I came over to Dix Lake because it's close to Fontanillis. I'm gonna run over to the inlet over there to see if the same kind of thing's going on as the inlet over in Fontanillis. Hopefully that's going on here, because I don't have a lot of time. I have about a half an hour before I have to hike back to Lower Velma, break down my camp, pack my pack, and pack out of here before it gets dark. So if I have a half hour to sensibly fish, that means I'll probably fish for an hour and a half and be hiking out the final switchbacks in the dark, if you know me. So let's get to it. I don't got time. I got a bead head on now and a jig. So the good inlets I know, if they're spawning, they're gonna be back, are gonna be over there. But there is an inlet over here that's small, but so was the one at Fontanillis, and there were hundreds of brookies just bunched in there. So I'm gonna go see if that same thing is going on over here. It's crazy how after how smoky it was hiking in after the rain last night, and then it rained 2 hours this morning. And I was pinned in my tent for 2 hours this morning as well. It's crystal clear and beautiful. And hopefully some of that rain fell on the mosquito fire that's just over the way on the outskirts of Desolation, because those firefighters can use the break. The creek is dry, bone dry. I came all the way over here to take a shot at that, and now it's like I should have just gotten to Middle Velma at this point. All right, well, I'm gonna fish and see if I still can't catch something for you. All right, I got this woolly bugger on, and then I'm gonna fish this deep water. I don't know how much more time I'm gonna have, but I'm hoping I can get something. I managed that one victory rainbow last night before it got dark. See if there's anything else out here. I hit one on my woolly bugger, I let it sink down deep, and he came off. I had my fish. I thought I had him. And by the time I put the camera on, he was gone. So what I'm doing is I'm letting this woolly bugger, this beadhead black woolly bugger, it's not a large one, I'm letting it sink. And then I'm just watching my line. And that guy came right out of these rocks. So there's fish. I'm getting hits on this woolly bugger going deep. The wind's kind of tricky. Oh, he's caught on a rock. Get off that rock, dude. There he goes. The wind's kind of tricky, but I'm letting it sink and I'm just watching my line basically. And this woolly bugger's not that big. This guy's not that big. There's a few things that aren't that big. It's a little brookie. See if I can't put something better on the board. What I got is a good drop off some good deep water. Throwing my woolly bugger out there and I'm letting it sink. Because my experience here, man, these fish are deep. Then I'm giving it a tug. I'm just watching my line. It's really hard to see my line, but that's okay. If I see any kind of movement, I just gotta set, man. I actually have a 1/16 ounce gets it jig that I can fish fast and I've wanted to try. So let's do that instead. Gets it style jig, and it's got a 1/16 ounce head on it instead of the 132. It sinks really fast and it swims straight. I use these in my jig fishing Cottonwood Lakes #4 clip, and I got some nice goldens on it that were deep. And I tried this in Fontanillis. I didn't get anything. I was fishing deep water. There we go. But we'll see if this is, oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, man. Well, that fish wanted it. He wasn't very big, but he hit it like 3 times. So these are no scent. They're good for special regulation, and they sink fast. And I'm going to be fishing these a lot. Because after that Gardiski Lake experience where it was down deep, and I also fished Hummingbird Lake that the day before that. Ooh, I'm getting hits on this thing down deep, though. This thing sinks fast, and when the fish are down deep, this will get right down to them. But this is promising because I threw this jig in Fontanillis a lot and I didn't get anything. And I'm throwing this out here and the fish are all over it. So you tell me. And you can cast this far. I'm going to be trying this in streams as well. And this is going to be a whole new era. Because this will get you down to those deep fish fast. I'm going to be fishing Goldens with these. I'm going to be fishing everything with these. This is going to be a whole new era. Because I bought these before. And then I fished them that one time. And I had a success with them. And then Walmart stopped carrying them. And I never used them again. And I was driving home from the Eastern Sierra last week. Stopped at the Walmart in Carson to see what they had in their fishing section, and they had them. And these are Gets It brand, but they're good because you could use them in special reg, and I think these might work in rivers. I'm not sure. The nice thing about these jigs, they sink fast, and if it's a little windy, you can keep contact with them a lot better than the 132s. And I don't know if they work as good, but I can get down there if the fish are down deep. So I'm going to be trying these a lot in the days to come. I'm going to go, there we go. There we go. There we go. He picked that up right off the bottom. That's a nice one too. And that's why I bought these jigs. I bought these jigs so I can, you know, get these fish down deep. There we go. And that's a nice brookie right there. Right here. Check that out. That's a beauty, boy. Beautiful brook trout. Woo! Because I had 2 experiences last week. Gardiski Lake, and then I fished for Patreon Hummingbird after I fished Odell. And it was the same thing. The fish were just sitting on the bottom. And I was able to get them with those jigs I used, but I saw these just sitting on the shelf on my way home, and I almost wanted to turn around and go back. I almost wanted to go back. Because I can really wing these out there. I can keep contact. I can let it get all the way to the bottom, and then it swims straight, and you can skip it. And I'm going to be trying these from my boat. I'm going to be trying these everywhere. I got a late start because it was pouring rain. I got up at 6 in the morning, had my oatmeal cooked, ate, and at 7:30, it started just pouring rain. And it just didn't stop, so. Didn't stop for 2 hours. I didn't even leave my tent till 9, and then I had to hike all the way to Fontanillis. Now I'm all the way to Dick's. So I got like a 40-minute hike just to get back to my camp. That's gonna do it. That was a quick one, man, but I got to try these out, and I used this in Fontanillis. I didn't get anything. And then I used it over on that side of the lake, and I was getting hits on every cast. And then I came over here, and I've got nothing on this side of the lake. So I have a lot of work to do. The 2 times I've used them, the first time at Cottonwood Lakes, worked really good. I got a couple of really good-sized Goldens out of the deep water. And I want to try to start using these to get some of the bigger brookies. And I already have targets in mind. I mean, I'm ready to go. So I'm going to put that biggest brookie I got at the back of Fontanillis on my next highlight clip. And some of you may have noticed I've been putting some of the better fish I catch in Wilderness with Amani Patreon into my highlight clips that I put on YouTube. And you around highlight clip number 7, I think, is when they start showing up. Some of my Patreon fish. So if you're new to fishing and you get frustrated, when you see me catching those fish off jigs and I'm doing all this different stuff and letting it sink and watching the line, that took years to figure out, you know? So this is going to be a whole new thing. I'm going to really start using these, and I think I'm going to try to break these out in some of the slower water in the Truckee maybe. I don't know. Maybe the West Walker, and maybe they won't work. I don't know. On the package it says crappie panfish, you know? So I don't read the package. If it looks good to me, I give it a shot. But I got 40 minutes to hike back to my camp. I got to break that down. I'm going to bust out a brick of Spam, eat it like I'm eating an apple. Then I'm going to dump a couple of packets of oatmeal in my mouth, drink some water, let it cook inside me, and then I got to hike out because I got about a 5-mile hike after the hike back to Lower Velma Lakes. So sorry it wasn't a great week for Wilderness with Amani regular YouTube. It just worked out that way. Until the end, the Fontanillis for Patreon was a disaster. I had only caught one little fish until I found all those fish back there. But I was able to get that underwater footage, and between the underwater footage time and the 2 hours of rain this morning, it cut the doubleheader out, and I should already be hiking out of here. So I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining me with Wilderness with Amani. Until next time.